Someone brought a letter for you after you went to sleep last night.
Nope. Paimon wanted to read the letter with you after you woke. Oh, ahem. We're going to hold a feast at the Grand Bazaar, and as heroes of Sumeru, please be sure to attend.
Oh, I've also heard that you've become heroes here as well. Sometimes I'm really envious of Oh, you're embarrassing me.
Anyway, let's go to the Grand Bazaar to have a look.
Oh, before you leave, be sure to inform Master Tainari.
Tainari!
Good morning. How do you feel?
We feel much better. How about you?
I'm recovering well. Thanks for asking.
But from the looks of it, you seem to be up.
It's fine. I'm not that busy, really. The Elazar patients have recovered, as well as Hypatia. For now...
It seems once Irminsul started getting better...
Yes, but there are still some residual... The withering is one example. Though it won't spread anymore, the existing zones won't just disappear. We forest...
By the way, we have some good news. Sino got his position back.
This news is hardly new.
Huh? You mean he was already here?
He visited once, but he was afraid of disturbing you.
Then you probably already know all about the
Celebration feast? No.
Huh? But didn't Nilu say in her letter...
Perhaps, or...
Come to think of it, you and Kale are both Sino's close friends. Why don't you come to the feast with us?
Kala has taken over some of my tasks these days. I don't think she'll have... You see, some VIP...
Huh?
Well, technically speaking, they are former VIPs. The sages involved in recent incidents have begun their training in the Avidya forest, and the people they had previously imprisoned...
Huh?
Yes, he's a little weak, but he isn't injured, and his Lesser Lord Kusanali in her boundless mercy has decided to spare Azar and the other wrongdoers. Supposedly, they were ashamed of their shallow ideologies and have decided to dedicate the rest of their lives to cultivating wisdom in the Avidya forest. When they learned that Lesser Lord Kusanali had defeated the Balladeer and saved Irminsul, they were shocked at first, but also became happy, feeling that the sacred light guiding them. As a result, work has increased for the forest rangers.
That sounds really exhausting.
There's nothing we can do, really. But that's another topic. Back to the matter.
Ah, right! We're here to request permission to head out. Would that...
You've recovered well. You may...
Yay!
Take it easy.
Well, there won't be any problems if the feast starts at...
Mr. Zubair, I finished telling things up here. Well, except for the guests.
Is a simple reply really that much to ask of our guests? It's affecting our arrangements!
Oh, it'll be fine. Besides, it never hurts to get things ready in advance.
I was thinking the same thing. The feast will be held sooner or later, right?
Hey, Nilu!
Traveler, Paimon.
We got your letter, so here we are!
You're the best.
Huh? Are we the only ones that have arrived?
Yeah. I had someone deliver letters to all of...
Look, I get it. Sumeru is in an extremely important period of transition right now, but even if your friends are important figures, they shouldn't just ignore you. Nilou is Sumeru's #1 celebrity. You have no idea how happy I am to talk.
If you consider enjoying Nilu's dance as having good taste, then almost because Paimon thinks everybody will love her.
That's right. We all think Nilou is an absolute favorite among those of us who frequent the Grand Bazaar. Master Zubair, let's have a vote for the most outstanding.
Nonsense. It is not for us to determine. But indeed, we could try giving gifts to people.
Ooh, good idea.
I don't want you giving pictures of me.
There's always a lot going on at the...
Yeah, and that's why I love it here. Traveler and Paimon, could you help confirm if for some reason they didn't
Yeah, we can also check out how...
When I wrote the letters, I heard that Dia was in Port Ormos. As for Sino, we've only heard that I'm not too sure about Ramon's whereabouts. My guess is that he's with Dia. As for Dunyarzad, I just hope she's feeling better.
Okay, got it. Let's go, Traveler.
Can I go catch up on...
I'm out of here. We haven't seen Alhaitham anywhere. Let's ask that person over there. Hey there, have you seen Alhaitham around?
Yes, it seems Scribe Alhaitham has gone to the House of Dana. You should be able to find him there. But you're already the second group of people I've seen looking for him today. He must be quite the busy man.
Oh? Who else?
Mr. Cave was just here asking about him. You wouldn't believe how terrible they were. Don't tell me everyone's here looking for gossip.
No way. We're strictly here on business.
Ah, I see.
Blessings from the Dendro Archon. I hope all our patients will get well soon.
Make my escape. should be around here somewhere, right? Oh, he's over there! But
Just put down that worthless book and tell me what happened in the academia.
This is not just some worthless book. Do you have any idea how difficult it is to find a physical book like this in Sumeru?
It doesn't matter. It's probably just another thing that you used your authority to get your hands on anyway. Just put it aside. Listen, I came back today only to hear that the sages have...
Oh, you sound surprised.
Would I be here asking you if I knew? You're the scribe, not me. So just tell me what you know already.
Well, I almost became a sage.
Huh?
Oh, don't sound too surprised now. You're the renowned Kaveh, light of the Ksharawar. Besides, as a master builder and craftsman, chances are you'll be appointed as a sage too.
Why do I feel like you don't really mean it?
Huh. What makes you say that? Why would you question my heartfelt sincerity?
Maybe it's because you've never said anything good about me before.
Yeah, well, I share a similar sentiment, and anyone who knows you as well as I do would surely do the same.
Ah, you... See? This is why I hate discussing anything with you. Your ridiculous and arrogant attitude always gets in the way.
It seems that you really can't stand my personality.
Ha! What was your first clue?
Well, then you might as well move out of my house.
Are you threatening me? Stooping to a new low, I see. Ugh, and don't change the subject. You, a sage? What a joke. The academia might as well just close tomorrow.
are they having a fight?
Forget what's going on with the academia. Haven't you been busy with your construction project? Tell me, when are you going to build yourself a mansion?
Don't get me started. I get angry just thinking about it.
So, what great building did our master architect work on this time?
Like I need to tell you. Keep your nose out of my business.
No, I think we deserve to know. Where were you when Sumeru needed you most?
I was in the desert for a large project, but considering Haravatat's utter ignorance of architectural and aesthetic matters, you probably wouldn't understand. Ah, which is truly unfortunate. I can only pity the man who doesn't understand the first thing about beauty. Hold on, wait a second. What do you mean by when Sumeru needed me most?
Well, while you were out fiddling around in the desert, many people came to get...
Ha! And you think I'd believe that?
Look, all you really need to know is that Azar and all his...
Huh? What nonsense are you talking about?
It's no skin off my nose if you don't believe me. It's not like my Darshan was the one trying to apply for funding from the Grand Sage. Yours, though, on the...
You know what? I'll ask around. I'm sure someone knows what's going on here. You're dead if I find out you're lying to me.
Hey, Alhaitham!
Oh, it's you two. What's the matter?
We're running some errands for Nilu. Have you received her letter?
Letter?
Nilu said she sent out a letter inviting everyone to...
If she addressed the letter to Alhaitham of the Academia, then the letter should have gone... I've been busy these days, so I haven't had time to check for any new mail at my office.
Have you always been so busy?
Of course not. I'm only busy these days because several sages have been dismissed recently and the whole Academia was practically turned upside down.
Kainari told us they all went to train in the Avidia Forest. Apparently they will spend the rest of their lives there.
That is already the best possible ending for the likes of them. 4 of the 6 great sages were possessed by their desire for power and attempted to create a new god. In order to pull it off, they even imprisoned the other 2 rational sages. To imagine such things could take place in the Academia.
Yeah, you're right. Huh. Feels kind of...
Yes, at least. It's said that when the Academia was first founded, the Dendro Archon herself established the 6 great schools, each representing one of the 6 different... Numerous Darshans have sprung up and faded. Only the 6 Darshans, attaching themselves to the 6 great schools, have stood the test of time and obtained permanent seats in the Academia. Now, the 6 Darshans are nearly synonymous with the 6 great schools, and the leaders selected for the schools are the 6 great sages. Among the 6 great sages, there is one central leader, the Grand Sage. Unfortunately, only the sages from Vahumana and Amorta remain now. They were imprisoned for opposing Azar, and were only rescued after Azar's downfall.
So who's managing things in the other 4?
Yes. Normally, new sages...
Oh, didn't you just say something about becoming a sage? If they pick you, then we'd have a huge connection in...
Yes, about that. The person in charge of personnel affairs nominated me to be the Grand Sage in place of Azar and help Lesser Lord Kusanali manage the academia.
Huh? But...
I'm not even interested in being one of the 6 great sages. Like I said before.
Oh, all right.
That's not my job either. I'm only responsible for handling important and the first thing I'll do is reject Kasharawar's application for funding.
By the way, who was that other...
Do we look like friends?
Paimon doesn't know. That's why Paimon's asking.
His name is Kaveh, my roommate. You could say he's the representative for Ksharawar Skull, which is exactly why he always has so many problems.
So everything that's happened recently must be a huge change for the...
Such is the work of the Academia Scribe.
Well, anyway, no matter how busy you are, since...
All right.
This is Port Ormos. Now where could...
Is that Paimon I hear?
Huh?
Oh, it's been a while.
Dinyarzad! It's been so long since we've seen you!
I'm doing well. I can go as far as saying I have never been happier in my entire life. I don't know if you've heard, but Elazar has completely disappeared, and all the patients have recovered.
You kidding? Knowing them and the connections they've got, I'm sure they've heard about it.
Yeah!
That's right. My lady is feeling better now, so I'm accompanying her for a walk.
Why do you still call me that, Dia? You've already informed...
I guess I'm just used to calling you my
Resignation? You mean...
Yeah, I might start losing my edge if I keep being a bodyguard for the Homayanis.
You know that my parents and I are fond of you, and that we appreciate you very much.
I'm not a woman that's easily persuaded. When I took this job, I had already decided that I'd quit as soon as you'd recovered. It's time for me to get back out there and chase that horizon.
So what are you gonna do now if you're not gonna be a bodyguard any...
I want to take a risky job and put my...
Huh? But we literally just finished one of...
I know. If I hadn't joined in that plan with you, I wouldn't have come up with this idea. I guess I still get fired up by that feeling of going all out in a fight. It made me realize that I'm still a mercenary through and through. Life is short, and I'm happy that I got to be a part of that operation. But the whole thing also made me realize that there are still many problems in Sumeru, and as a desert dweller, I'm still not completely ready to settle down on this side of the wall.
Well, I remember a friend had someone bring you a message.
You mean I'll hate them? I didn't expect him to still remember that. I thought he was joking.
We just came from talking with Alhaitham at the Academia.
Did he tell you that he suggested that I come work at the Academia?
What?
I heard that Azar and his cronies fell from power, and Alhaitham told me that now was a good time.
Whoa. Paimon can't see you being anything other than a mercenary.
Me neither.
Ugh, forget about it. I wouldn't last 10 seconds in there. Alhaitham probably just liked the way I worked and knew I'm good in a fight. So...
But you know, if you take him up on the offer, Sino might actually agree and let you become a Matra. Because you're super amazing!
The Matra have all the talent they need as long as they have Sino. I prefer to be free to live however I choose. In fact, I chose this job from the very start because I knew it'd be right up my alley.
Even if being a mercenary means facing all...
A lion has to return to the wild sooner or later. If anything, being your...
I don't want to see you go, but
I'm glad to hear you say that. Come on, no need for the sad face. It's not like we'll never meet again. Once the whole Dendro Archon thing is settled, everything in Sumeru will take a turn for the better. But a peaceful society will probably mean less demand for mercenaries like me. Before long, we'll be a dying breed. So I'd better...
Huh? But, wait a sec!
Well, no. Not yet, at least. I promised my lady I'd stay...
So, have you been in Port Ormos this entire time?
Oh, did Nilou write to...
She heard that you were seen in Port Ormos, so she sent the letters...
Huh. It was probably sent to the inn. My lady has been very energetic lately, and keeps taking me on hikes.
Right, and we...
So what it really sounds like is that the person on duty is always asleep.
I bet the letter's at the reception desk.
No wonder there wasn't a reply. You never received the letter. Good thing Nilou...
Sorry to make you two come all the way out here.
It must be something important for Nilou to...
Yes! She said they were preparing a victory feast in the Grand Bazaar, and will also be celebrating Sino's reinstatement as General Mahamatra. She was hoping you could come.
Great! I'll be sure...
Count me in, too. But is there some sort of dress code?
Since it's being organized by Nilou, I don't think she'll be too...
All right, then this is how I'll show up.
The feast will be held in 2 days, so don't...
Sure.
Thank you so much for letting...
Oh, by the way, do you happen to...
The General Mahamatra always comes and goes without a trace. Normally...
Oh.
But last time we met, he mentioned that he had something to do in our... As for Rahman, your guess is as good as mine. I only remember he said that he had something to discuss with Sino. Don't mention it.
All right, It's been a while since we last visited Aru Village. Ah, there's Sino!
What brings you?
We recovered well, and Tanari agreed to let us leave. So
It seems Gandharvaville's medical treatment is still as good as ever.
And Tanari is recovered.
That's good to hear.
Yeah, you're the one who brought us to him when we lost consciousness, right?
You're welcome. Tainari has excellent medical skills, and Kale is quite attentive. It was the best...
But why are you just...
I'm meeting some people.
Oh, you mean Candace?
I've already talked with Candace and the village chief. But you know one of the people I'm meeting as well.
Oh, by King Deshret's blessing, my friend suddenly appears in the desert. Don't tell me you've run into trouble.
Roman! And...
Oh, you know me?
Oh, well...
Don't worry, these are our friends.
I see.
I'm doing well. Many good things have happened recently.
Same here. Really, I feel that my whole life has started to...
Oh, tell us everything.
Yeah, you go ahead.
Alright, well, I suppose I should start by saying I've decided to leave the academia.
What?
It's not that I've given up on being a scholar. Instead, you could say I've found a new identity. I will no longer pursue research like a typical scholar, but I have not completely given up on my relationship to knowledge either.
I can see what you're saying now.
What do you mean?
I plan to leave the academia and return to teach here in the desert.
Wow, so you want to become a teacher?
Sataria will return to support education here and teach people from the desert. She can't teach everyone on her own, but there are many of us Eremites all over Sumeru. She came to discuss a collaboration with me and hoped that I could bring her ideas to the Eremites.
Yes, it's my hope that the Eremites can help me select a group of smart people with the best aptitude for teaching. I'll teach them, and after they've finished learning from me, they can go educate more people. That is the true meaning of education and the spreading of knowledge.
The people of King Deshret suffer from sandstorms, exile, and ignorance. Miss Ataria is more than welcome to come teach here. The stars have always guided caravans, thieves, soldiers, and travelers who get lost in the night.
Oh, please. Where's all of this coming from?
You deserve these compliments. Mercenaries are accustomed to...
Sataria's idea will bring much good.
At first, I feared it was destined to fail. Everyone knows that the Academia doesn't allow... As you know, all knowledge is under their surveillance and control, and very few desert dwellers are as lucky as me. But what I heard at that time has been haunting my heart, as if there were lightning bolts constantly bombarding my soul. Sataria, you tread a treacherous path, and the longer you ignore it, Sataria, why haven't you gone home? Never forget that the desert that belongs to you lies elsewhere.
Miss...
These words sparked something in me, and I knew that I had to bring something back. I gathered up the courage to approach the Grand Sage, only to find that he was no longer at the Academia. Lord Sino told me that Azar didn't belong there anymore.
Azar has received much-needed punishment. Though, if you ask me...
Lord Sino helped me obtain permission to leave the Academia for the desert, and accompanied me here to discuss collaboration with... My plan was able to go smoothly.
You're all doing so much for the desert.
Aside from that, I also have some other business to discuss with Sino.
Lesser Lord Kusanali has allocated many resources to support and develop the desert. I've done some business for her. I applied for a few batches of educational materials from the Academia, and sent them to several groups in the desert, as instructed by Lesser Lord Kusanali.
That's exactly what the people here need. Physical books and other related items. If it weren't for...
Apart from this, the Academia is also recruiting scholars that are willing to teach in the desert. I'll let you and Sataria know as soon as I have any more news. We must be persistent about this, and maintain these resources to ensure long-term effectiveness.
This is the first time in hundreds of years we've had... Remember these words. Here lies our faithful priest, I hope people with wisdom like that priest will rise again among the desert dwellers.
Enough about us. Are you here to discuss some business too?
No, not at all. We're actually here on behalf of Nilou. Nilou wanted to write to everyone, but a celebration feast will be held in 2 days at the Grand Bazaar. She hopes that all at the feast will also be celebrating... although, judging from your appearance, it seems you've...
Celebration? Feast? It's the first...
Tighnari was right.
This feast...
It's rare to see that kind of expression from...
No, not really.
Well, I still have a lot to handle here. Besides, I need to look after...
I'm afraid I won't be able to join you. Although, if you'd be so kind, the messages. I'm sorry for how I treated you before, but now I understand. You and the art you symbolize are not only... Please keep dancing, and someday...
Okay, we've got all that down. Our job here is complete as...
Got it.
And away I go! Make my escape. I see everything. Everybody's already here. Looks like we're the last ones to...
I'm here.
Ah, there you are.
Well, look who finally decided to show up.
You look like you came here immediately after finishing up some more.
But we're not late, are we?
I propose that the last one who arrived be put.
Nah, there won't be any speeches.
Oh, really? Well,
Come join us over here. Let's
Everything looks quite good.
Wow. Paimon can't... Whoa. It's so
The food was specially prepared for you by everyone in the Grand Bazaar. Everyone that came said that you saved Sumeru.
Ah, feels kinda nice to be seen as a hero.
Being a bodyguard is also a hero's job.
My lady sure has a way with words.
And I'm happy to meet everyone that
Don't mention it.
Come to think of it, we've really done something impressive.
we owe it to our abilities. And luck.
Really? Why do I remember everybody thinking that luck was...
That's how I remember it too.
It's luck that brought us together. And it was luck, moreover, judging from the...
Yeah. Everyone, it was almost like a performance. We took the stage and everyone played their part.
So, would you say we're good actors too?
It's such a blessing that Lesser Lord Kusanali was able to return to power at the...
Yes! Even after being abandoned and neglected so many times. Lesser Lord Kusanali once used all her power in a great disaster, which resulted in her losing all her wisdom and memories of the past. This should be something everybody should remember. Huh? You look surprised.
No, everything you said is correct.
That's good.
Something wrong?
Yeah, what's with that face? You knew all of this already.
Even if those two giants of the academia are here, those sages really have some nerve. 500 years ago, Lesser Lord Kusanali used all her power for the people of Sumeru, and what it... If you bite the hand that feeds you, don't act surprised when it turns into a knuckle sandwich, right, Sino?
Perhaps I shouldn't say this, but their treatment of Lesser Lord Kusanali calls for a more...
You could simply tell Lesser Lord Kusanali that you wish to have Azar and his accomplices
I respect our deity's decision, and won't interfere. While we're on this topic, why didn't you accept the Academia's invitation?
Are you trying to say that I'm fit to be a sage?
Not at all. But every person handling this election...
Why? Because he dethroned his...
Could you try to put it another way?
But seriously, though, I always wondered if you had some...
I did have my own motive, but it had nothing to do with being a sage. If the rules of our nation were suddenly cast by the wayside, then it wouldn't be long until chaos ensued. I had...
By that, you mean your life working as the academic...
Precisely.
Wait.
So, that's the only reason why you joined us and came...
It's reason enough.
You've certainly got quite the personality.
You flatter me.
All right, then. How about you? You've already...
That's right.
Will you be happy with that life?
It's not about being happy. There are
Even so, keep your spirits up and try to be...
Thank you.
Ah, there. Well, how is it? It's the first time. You see, make sure you live it up tonight. I'm honored to have her think of me this way. I can't explain why, but I just feel elated right now. Thank you.
The atmosphere here is good. I don't often come to I have a lot to handle these days.
I seldom participate in such lively... No. The Grand Bazaar is lively because the people here feel happiness from the bottom of... That happiness is an emotion that'll be forever alien to those bookworm... I seem to have taken both keys when I left the... Oh well.
My lady.
Yes, what an amazing place to relax.
You said it. Oh, look who else is here.
Hello. Oh, I'm so happy, Nilou.
Hey, less of that.
Hey, what's wrong? Your head is starting to droop. Hey, you can't just fall asleep here. Paimon will go find something delicious for you to eat. You wake up, of course. Just it's me. You may blame me for being a bit too self-indulgent. The connection between us is amazing. It's like flora and the fence it grows upon. I heard there's an amazing celebration feast today at the Lately, I've been so busy dealing with all the fallout from recent events. Although you've already helped me with a lot, there's... Please say thank you to everyone for me. Is it not But if I just show up all of a sudden, people will become all quiet and stiff, won't they? What if I end up scaring them and ruining this wonderful feast? Yes, I have. You said I should go thank everyone as myself, right? So... I've decided to borrow your body for the time being. Please don't blame me. The flora also climbs up to the fence to get closer to the sky. Everyone! Are you awake now? Paimon was just about to bring you the food. It's me. Huh?
Hold up. What's going on?
I didn't expect to have a conversation with the consciousness of Lesser Lord Kusanali in the Grand Bazaar.
No, of course not. Are you?
Hello, Nilou.
You know who I am?
Yes. I already know every one of you. Nilou...
Lesser Lord Kusanali?
I took the liberty of occupying the traveler's body so that I could thank you so much for rescuing me, even if that meant placing your own safety in peril and taking the risk of becoming enemies with the academia, the sages, the doctor. Without you, without any of you, I would have been in a much more difficult situation had you not helped me to resolve the crisis. Not only people refer to you as the heroes who managed to rescue a god. I'm quite fond of... Please, allow me to bring...
Lesser Lord Kusanali, You have done so much for Sumeru.
Dingerzad, the suffering you endured during your illness is also...
You don't need to be so ceremonious.
This is how the relationship between the Academia and Dendro Archon should be. We just did what was necessary and set.
You're an Archon, but you act so humble. You really don't need to be so polite with us.
I'm honored to have been...
Thank you, all of you. Thank you so much. Yeah. Are you awake? Did you rest well? After Nahida left, you ate a lot of food. You've become a glutton. That just means you still have a lot to learn from Master Paimon, the Sage of Gluttony. All right, since you're awake now, should we go and have a chat with Nahida? She should be in the Academia right about now. If you have any... Hello, traveler. What a fantastic night. So are we. And is there anything you want to know? Is that where you're headed next? As far as I know, that nation... Does their Archon personally judge? No, there's a Chief Justice in Fontaine. Generally speaking, the Hydra Archon, Focalor, won't preside over individuals. However, even then, Focalor will still make herself present at just about every trial. It seems that as Archon, she still reserves the right to influence the final verdict. Anyway, let's just say she's got, a very unique personality. He's still in a coma. I've hidden him like how one would hide a feather. I know you have many misgivings about him, but as someone who had become a god, he has retained a number of very useful features. Don't worry, I'll keep an eye on him. In addition, there are still some mysteries left in him. Some things may be very clear from my perspective. His future will be determined by fate. Are you sure? Isn't there something else? Huh? About your sister. While you were resting at Gandharvaville, I took some time... Yeah! Isn't Irminsul a repository for all the information? This is true in your case. However, there must be something different about your sister. Because as it turns... What? There is only one possible explanation. She belongs to this world. But nothing about this makes any sense! Wasn't this your first trip to Teyvat? According to the records I was able to access, your sibling suddenly appeared in Conria after the Conria disaster. She began her journey through the 7 nations of Teyvat, but just as her journey was about to reach its conclusion, the Irminsul records on her suddenly become fuzzy. What do you mean, fuzzy? All I know for sure is that somebody, for reasons only they can know, is deliberately obfuscating her fate. And whoever it is, if they can... But even that wouldn't explain how she somehow comes from this world. Something else I noticed was that according to these records, the Fatui have not classified your sibling as one of the Descenders. What's a Descender? Look, I'm sure you must be curious about the information I received from the Fatui in return for my gnosis, right? A very important part of the intel was about this world's descenders. External beings, ones that don't belong to this world. Traveler, you are Tevat's 4th descender. Huh? So the Fatui count 3 other descenders before the That's right. My current hypothesis is that the first descender was likely what we now call the Heavenly Principles. As for the other descenders, I still need to verify their existence. It could take me some time. Paimon's head's about to burst. And yet, even knowing all this, I'm sure there are many questions in my heart as well. I will need some... And soon, you'll also begin your journey anew. And depart. I'm very interested in your future. It's a journey that can't be observed or recorded by this world. If fate is the ultimate knowledge, then your future... Paimon's sure glad we got to meet you, Nahida. The pleasure is all mine. I can't... Alright, that's enough talk for today. If you ever miss me... Things in Sumeru have settled down. How about we take a walk around Sumeru City and see if anyone needs our help? Paimon has a sneak... Huh? There's a new bulletin board here, and it has pictures... But fungi are monsters! Let's go check out the turn... Phew.